Hello, I'm Dr. Chuck Jarrell, and over the next few minutes, we're going to be talking about sales forecasting. And we're going to discuss together what does it mean to make sales forecast and how do we actually do it. It's important to know that no one can predict the future. However, if you're going to be a marketing or sales manager, or if you're going to just be in business in general, there will be times when you're expected to make a sales forecast. What is that? Well, it could be an educated guess, it could be an estimate, it could be a calculation based on past history, and it's going to be about your expectations of sales and profits in future quarters or future years. So, a sales forecast, a manager's prediction of future sales. So, how do we do that? Well, a prediction about future sales involves several things. One is a knowledge of past sales. If the product or service has been in the marketplace for some time, you have a history that you can work from. You also have to have a knowledge of environmental factors that might affect future sales, and there are many of these. It's impossible to make a complete list. You could have new products or services entering the marketplace. You could have changes to your own marketing mix, perhaps a price increase or new points of distribution. There's seasonality to consider because some products sell better different times of year. What about your competitors? What is the competitive response to things that are going on in the marketplace, and how might it affect your future sales? There could be changes in the economy, etc., etc. There are just lots of things that have to be taken into account, and knowledge of these environmental factors is critical. The final thing is a prediction about the future involves management experience and management judgment. And of course, the more experience you get within an industry or within a particular organization trying to sell its products or services, the better you should be at making a sales forecast. Therefore, what do? Well, we start with sales by product or by geographic market, or perhaps by target market, the group of consumers that we're trying to approach. And we look at what we've done in prior quarters with that product or geographic market or target market. Then we bring into account all of these external environmental and internal environmental factors that might increase or decrease sales in future quarters. Finally, we create a forecast for the number of units that we expect to sell, and we price those out so that we know the number of dollars that we can expect by product and by market in each future quarter. Now let's look at a specific example, and this comes from the Ace Bicycle Company history. This is part of the simulation that we do in Marketing 450. And we actually developed some sales history for the company based on brands that they put into the marketplace in quarters 3 and 4, the test market period. As you can see here, they had a particular brand called the Carbon Incline. And in quarter 3, they actually sold 95 units at a price of $1,123. So the actual sales were 106,700. In quarter 4, they increased the number of units sold, but they also lowered the price to $1,025. Actual sales went up to over 115,000. You could see the same thing for the Navigator. You could also see that they actually added 3 more products or brands starting in quarter 4. So we only have 1 quarter of sales history. But this is the background information that we need to be able to then go ahead and create a sales forecast. In this particular case, students are asked to build a sales forecast for quarters 5, 6, 7, and 8. And you see that portrayed below the information about actual sales, which we just went over and is above. So again, if we look at the incline, what we see is the student expects 140 units to be sold, but they also expect to lower the price below $1,000 to $995. And then in quarter 6, they expect that to go from 140 to 180 units, and they're going to raise the price again. And quarter 7 and quarter 8 will also see increased number of units sold, and they're going to hold the price at $1,025. So when we trace this all the way through, what we see is that we have a forecast now for all of the brands that are going to be sold in quarters 5, 6, 7, and 8. Please note, they're adding 3 new brands as they go through the planning period. And what you'll see is an increase in the number of units sold and the total sales dollars. This is a sales forecast. So what does this ACE sales forecast tell us? Well, they expect to increase the sales of existing brands, but at different rates based on history. They expect to add new brands, pricing them based on consumers' ability to pay, competitors' prices. They're going to add some new features through R&D to provide greater benefits in those brand new brands that they're bringing to market. And they expect to increase sales from what they actually sold in quarter 4, 1.64 million, to 5.66 million in quarter 8. This is their sales forecast, and it provides details by brand. Now, it's always important with the sales forecast to do what I call a gut check. A gut check is the question that you ask yourself: is the sales forecast realistic, and is it attainable? And can the sales forecast be discussed and described by the strategies and tactics that are necessary to achieve the sales? It can't be just a guess with no support. So you have to justify the sales forecast based on new products that are being brought to the marketplace, based on pricing changes, based on increased distribution, and other factors, including external environmental reactions of competitors and changes in seasonality in the marketplace. Your sales forecast challenge is this: create a sales forecast that is realistic, based on history and the environmental factors that you expect to face in each time period. It needs to be achievable, based on your company's strategies, tactics, and overall financial health. And you have to explain it. You cannot just pull numbers out of the air. How will you achieve the sales forecast by quarter and grow the brands? Good luck with your sales forecast.